Hello and welcome. Right, let's set this going. And yeah, the most important thing of all, the second important thing is to grab the header, which was actually, that was the closest one. So yes, you would, yeah, no, this will do. It's fine for this job. I was thinking, ooh, it's a bit weak. It is, but it's not too weak to take a header. Definitely not. Back. Oh, yes, I've changed it. It's my original model. It's got a bit of a glitch at the minute. Oh, and I did some tweaking last night, so I was hoping that was going to be fixed. It's for some reason, it's like... Oh, seriously. Oh, it's the edge of the map. Yeah, they're going to really seriously struggle. I'd had a go at that as well. That's annoying. Yeah, I did. It won't affect. Right now it's. Oh, yeah, it's. Apologise for not lifting, and just like doing that, but it's gonna really drag against the edge of the map. I mean, even with that extra bit, it should be all right now. Yeah, I had a go at this yesterday. I thought, right, okay, let's fix this. Let's stick the proper, because I know how to do it, and I did, and it's taking no notice. Right, so I do totally apologise for the fact that that thing's wobbling all over the place. Right, we shall not watch that then, because that's annoying. Right, let's grab on with grabbing the header, and let's concentrate a bit on that. It will work, but and I'll have to have another go. Yeah, it's reached one of those impasses where I've got all manner of weirdnesses going on with my mods that I'm not used to sort of doing. Like, yeah, I mean, I was stupid to do what I did, and I'll call myself out loud, because I should never have done my fertilizer spreader as I've done it. But I know why I've done it, and that's because I'm trying to sort of... No, where are we going with this? Yeah, over there. I'm trying to sort of like... It's a habit I've done before, because I want to do it that way, as in like I want to force myself to have to use it so that then any changes are live. But this time I'm starting to isolate testing. Well, I didn't do that this time, did I? No, I did what I normally do of having it like for all of the... just in the normal mods folder. So I changed the original. I mean, I've backed it up as well, so if anything went wrong, I've got the original copy that is a copy, and I've also, because it's one of those special ones, I've got it in lots of different states of play. So we really, it's not going to be lost. I could go to my single test mod folder and grab the original out. But again, sometimes as a modder, this is my test ground, really. The normal Let's Plays is where I normally go, but I'm not sure whether that's a good move anymore to do it like that, as in like where I should just go into the test folder. Right, should be able to sort of... Yeah, need to go. Now this, I'm not sure if this has got arrows. It's going to be a difficult one to spin around. There's the trees in the way, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure there's enough room for me to actually make this happen, because I'm going to run out of space for doing that all the time. Turning around. Oh. That's not what I meant to do either. Now I've given myself room by a different method than I should have done. Right, I suppose no, I could... Oh, seriously. Well, they're definitely not arrows. No, they definitely did a bit of damage. Right, so that means that the trailer's also going to do some soon if I'm not careful. Luckily, it's... yeah, I've done it. I was going to say the wheels are only in one place, and then I ran the wheel over the bit where it's this crop. So let's just... Oh, no, I need to... That's it. We might get away with that. The harvester might be able to push a bit. Oh, seriously, it's... Have you reached my life? Ah. Okay, I don't know where you're supposed to be going as to where... Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that. I've literally, obviously, taken it from one mod and put it in exactly the same position as it was in before. Why is this struggling with this? Mind you, I think it's only 224 horsepower, so it's only just there. They're probably the biggie, which has got... it can't use the biggie. Yeah, we really needed to upgrade this. Then it would work fine. Really, we ought to... Yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll turn around. Don't think I've ever used this for sugar beet yet, which is, I know that's a bit of a weird thing because it's actually one of its original functions, but yeah, I mean, it is obviously a sugar beet and red beet harvester as its natural function, so let's just try and finish this off here because it should be able to do straight down, really. I don't understand why it might just turn against the side. Yeah, it's unusual that, really, for a mapper to do you so close to the... I'm not trying to be... It sounds like I'm having a right go. What I mean is because of that very fact that you get weird glitchy bits where you go against the side, like that field ahead is also... We've got the pleasure of doing that, and that's right against the map edge. That's... I think I might need to do the same again. It bursts immersion is what I'm trying to say, because you immediately like recognise that you're against the edge of the map because you like crash against it in this sort of instance, so it sort of totally ruins that immersion factor. Yeah, so I think I need to have another go at doing that. That's strange, that one. I need to go to my other one as well, actually, to see if that too... Since the last update, again, this is what happens. A lot of modders you have to go in your... But I did. I mean, I went in it yesterday and actually had a go at it, and I know what I've got to do, and it's not actually working. So that's a bit of a strange one. Right, okay, let's go for the continued saga of the harvester that has lost all colour. Yeah, I was going to have a go at this last night, but I thought you've got more bigger fish to fry. You know, like there's a lot more faults than how we could actually open the gate, but I think it opens inward. Yeah, it does. I thought so. Yeah, we're going to have to push the trailer a bit, I think, and then inch in. We might not get away with it. Oh, we have. I do like that giant's generosity, and that is a generous thing. Oh, okay. Might have to... Yeah, I don't think we can get that back with any other means than to sort of... Oh. Why does it do that bouncy thing with the header? Okay. This field should be all right. So then let's lock this course in. 6. We haven't, of course. No, this is a new field, isn't it? I mean, since we did our first lot last time. Yes. Yeah, that is what we want. Yeah, that was quick. Save course 6 meters. And nearest is what we want. Now then, we need to go grab a... Ooh. Typical of all the places I could start, I would have started in the worst possible place. Isn't that typical? Right, so we need to go grab a trailer, I think, is it necessary. Right, I'm saying my words like this. We do need to, like, get cracking. So I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. do apologise for this. I was thinking this is a new low for me, really, in so much as I don't normally, if I get an area like this, it's a human being. Sometimes you reach one of those things where if too much is going off, you like just think, oh. And I sort of reached one of those stages, and I realise I have, because I wouldn't normally like carry on like this. I just like down tools and like go on out and fix it. Got such a lot of like mod things, and some of it's my own doing. As I said, really, it was like the testing. I should have gone out and I should have done that another way, and instead of doing that, I haven't. I've like done it live, which then means I've altered the model that was working perfectly, and now it's not working perfectly because I've like gone and done something different. So, and this is sort of like that old saying, the straw that broke the donkey's back. It's one of those things where you like think, and you collapse inwardly, and like instead of going out and fixing it like you should do, you just like stubbornly carry on because you just want the show to go on. And it is one of those type of things. You're not trying to do it out of like bad, but it really is bad in a way. So we filled this about. So that fill bin does eventually fill that right. As it's filling though, it's horrible. I have had quite a few attempts at trying to make this work, and I've not. That's going to be difficult to do. That is, we need to borrow the sunflower harvester to make a bit of a path in this one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this field, and then I am going to down tools, because it's not fair. It is true. It's my, as a human being. Oh, I can get this way. That's brilliant. Thought I was going to have to like put my header away. I might actually get through that gap and be able to do it. Yeah, I'm going to. I'll join the sessions, but I'm just going to finish this field off, and then I'm going to do it properly, because yeah, I don't like you seeing mod crashes of that spectacular thing where things are wobbling around. And yeah, I'll fix it off camera. I normally would. I'd normally go straight off thing. It's just, yeah, there's so much going on, and I thought, well, I want to fix this because Giants are obviously testing my thing. So I've gone into Blender, and I've done the hard work. It's the going into Blender and adding extra couple of UV maps, which I know I'm talking mod speak, but there's no other way you can sort of call them. They are special. It's a special name. So yeah, I've done 2 more layers for dirt and one for, which we can see is definitely necessary from how horrible the metal looks when it gets mucky. On mine, it sort of doesn't do it very well. So fantastic. Yeah, and this also is a bit of a disaster, because obviously all the silver's showing and all of the nice graphics have all gone. But then at least it's silver. It could be worse. It's not too terrible. I blocked the exhaust vent off. I can now make the enhance the capacity, because it will go out into that, and it does begin to go out into that. I was looking at it with interest to see when it gets full, but obviously I can increase the capacity as well, because it goes well above the top thing. That, yeah, I think there's a panel I need to do there. Yeah, I need to add a panel there, because where you can see it comes where it shouldn't go to. So I need to do a little tiny panel there. I've obscured my lights. I realised that yesterday. I thought, you've got your panels over your lights. It is, so that needs fixing too. So the panels need changing. I don't really need that back one. I could take the back one off, because it sort of went wrong a bit, and I don't like the really sharp corners. Most things have got slightly more, although it is a fairly boxy harvester anyway, it does still have some nice angles. So yeah, I will have a tweak with this and make it, but I do need the top thing to increase capacity on these, because obviously otherwise you can't do it. So right, let's just go through this, and then we'll leave it there. I'm going to sling my hook, and I'm going to go fix the, yeah, I'm also going to check my other one, the obviously I've got 2 vegetable harvesters, one for the new vegetables, and obviously this for the older new vegetables. Oh, that's the tree. It's the tree that's going to get in the way. It's going to get in the way every single year. So unfortunately, We're going to have no other choice. Well, no way will we ever get past that. Need to super strength it to get it go red. I apologise for this, but it's true. We're going to hit this problem every single year if we carry on doing that. But it's going to like... It is a shame. I hate doing it to trees like that, but in this instance, the farmer, we've got to be able to get past, and there's no way you'd have got past. I just don't think we'll get past that one either, and I'm not going through the hedge, so it's one of those things. It should. Last one. We might put some other ones back as well, other trees to replace them when I remember. Yeah, but we never would have got past that without... Oh, we're back. I don't think we can get through the gateway, that's what I'm saying. I'm having to... This is the only real route I've actually got to do this. And they do stick out too much, the side branches on, so I've really got no other option but to scoot down the edge, because there's no gate here. You know, like as in it's just a gate hole, which is going to be big enough for us to scoot through, but you say that, but you can't. Oh, actually, that is true. I need to go over the bump, don't I? How am I going to do that? I don't think you needed to do that. Yeah, I think I've made this harder than it needs to. Yeah, because the... yeah, need some fuel in that as well. Yeah, I've still not moved this. Got some little side jobs to do that I've never sort of got around to doing. Yeah, I don't need to worry about... Oh, I do. I know what I was going to do. It's for the emptying of this into the silo. That was it. Still think I can do it though, but there's a massive amount of manure in the way. So let's just do what I was going to do, which is just to give it a bit of a room here, so that we don't need to worry about breaking crop or anything like that. Breaking crop, you know what. Right, I think that'll do nicely. Let's just... Not sure whether the manure is going to cause an issue. Let's reverse, it'd probably be easier. Where my lights have gone a bit. Yeah, I hate that when things go bad to that extent, and I say I apologise for ignoring it sort of thing. I was one of those, you know, like ostrich moments, stick your head in the sand type moments where really I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, as I say, we've all got one of those. It's true. Is it? You know, is it the back? Got a mental block. I think it is. No, it's your wallet. It's a proper... I was going to say that didn't seem right. I was thinking, I'm sure that's not right. It's not. That's the way this should actually do it, though. That's not too terrible. Obviously, we're not finished yet, but we should try and... Oh, no, I'm not going to, like, try. We shall see what we see when it's finished. Ooh. We did that. Yeah, I was going to say, we did need all that room, didn't we? Yeah, it's going to be quite a wide swing to get back in because of the hummock. So the Hollis was a bit of a bust, to say the least. I need to get this fixed. Yeah, I've not put this in for testing. I've got the little one in, but I've not done the big ones yet because I wanted to get the rollers right so we can see they're not, or not on this version. Should we do a bit of testing? Yeah, I've dragged you this far, so this is outside the sort of remit of the normal apps. I just want to test to see if like the giants, you know, like because this one was finished, as in like this one really worked, as in it's the new harvester type one. So it should be in... Yeah, you should see it in all of this as well. So let's... This is not really happening, so it really is just... Oh, that just looked nice. Yeah, we'll not when it gets mucky, it won't, no. Yeah, so we're going to pay ourselves this straight back. This is just mod testing outside the normal remit, really. So 9,066. At least, and we'll send it straight back. 9060. I just want to see if this has sort of retained its ability to... Yeah, this roll, you see, it's exactly the same. You see, this has got the little tiny... Mind you, I think I did that as well. I did do the... Yeah, I did the metal... Oh no, it's not lost it, it moves. But yeah, I've got the metal poles. I did go that far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've done those. So let's just grab the John Deere a second and see, is this one still the Matentis? Do like that. I do like the graphics though, but it will look horrible. So if I switch this on, that should just rotate like that. And you see that's what that one should do. It's not quite perfect. I don't know. I think that's my graphics, but that's not too terrible. So I need to just grab a copy of what I'm doing on this one and stick it on this one, and it'll work. So really, it was that I hadn't quite finished this one quite as well as I have this one. So right, that's fine. So that'll do. Test over. That's what it should look like. Yeah, it does go into the ground and it does actually pull the little things up, which that's all good and proper. So that's what we're aiming for, and you can see I can actually do it. So yeah, I did work quite a long time on getting that. One evening at Frankenmuth, me and it had quite a few times for me to get that right, and I was finding a little bit more out about how to do that. And obviously I've learned it now to do rollers and things like that. I can actually do that basically by referring back to this model that is correct, which is why I was a little bit worried that I thought, oh no, I've got this all right, and then now Giants update smash things. It's not, it's just I haven't quite done it on this one. I've copied the model in, but I've not actually done the rotations right, so I can fix that. I can do that just by referring back to the Matentis. Right. So then, I shall see you shortly. So I'm going to say hello and welcome this time, yeah, because this is the beginning of another session. I've literally just sent back the other harvest. I have been working on this, but I didn't work on it straight away. I did, but it would took a lot longer to fix than I actually thought. So therefore, right, we also need to start that going as well, don't we? I remember. Yes, so let's get cracking. It's fixed now, or it's not flying over the top. This is what I'm going to work on later on today. I just thought I hate it sometimes when you do a session and then you don't finish the session. You can forget, and I can delete the footage. So I thought I really want to finish that session on Ladyhill. I'm doing a short run on 3 Marias at the minute, but I didn't want to leave this and lose it, because this is a proper English sort of map, so I don't want to be losing any sort of sessions right now. Are you on the right field? Am I on the right field? Have I not done field 3? 6.2 meters. Is that us? 6 really, but yeah, we have actually done that, haven't we? So are we on the right one? Did we choose that one? Let's have a look. 6.2, yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't say clear, but we'll check it anyway. So we should see. No, I didn't see the lines before, so yeah, no, I don't know that it was, because it was trying to veer off somewhere else. So I think that's now good. Let's get on with this. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of explain and also sort of show you that I have actually done this. In fact, in a way, I've also made the other one worse. Yeah, this one is now slightly better. It rotates, and it's not, yeah, it's a little bit uneven, but the other one, the one that I had got perfectly right, I've now broken a little. So, oh, it's hit the edge of the map. Yeah, so let's just get this done, this bit where it's a bit awkward for it, because yeah, it's one of those things. It is. Let's just get this done. Let's take this entire row, and we might hit a wall again, as they
come down the line. So perhaps with this being this close to the edge of the map, oh no, have I done 3? I think I have. I think I've done 3. 3 headlands as my usual choice, because I often find 2 gets you into trouble where 3 doesn't, but it also depends on the size of your header, really, so it's not always right. Now it should be alright from this point. And then we're going to crack on with this. I think the lights are in order. I think we're going to do it ourselves. I do. I think I'm going to get this finished. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. done. Amazing. It is. Right, I do love the mover. It's the other thing is that it is amazing. There's always a lot of mods and you like to try them. So you like to think, oh, the idea of that's really good, but what actually happens in reality is different to what you imagine's going to happen with the mod. I've got automatic lights on. In my opinion, it's a bit too dingy, but it's now arguing with me and switching them off. I jump back into the vehicle and it's all gone, and you're like, ah. It's one of those things that it seemed like a good idea at the time to stick it in. A bit like a lot of these automations. I mean, obviously, I work with AI a lot, and it is useful, although humans, not AI, have tended to use it to destroy people's jobs. Now that's the human element that's at fault. Humans picking on humans because they're better off and they get a pay rise for doing things like that. That's the bad side of human nature, and unfortunately it is always there, and it's always the little person that seems to struggle throughout the ages, really. It is. Still, let's not get into one of those very heavy arguments, but it is true. I do thoroughly enjoy using this. Let's keep this nice and light. Yeah, so I've fixed that roller. It now does look much, much better, but I've broken the other one. I need to fix that somehow. It's much more complicated. I remember as I was going in, I was thinking, this is much more complicated than you remember. I remember discovering about the rollers as a certain sort of thing, and I did write it down, but I didn't quite understand what I'd written. You know, when I went back, I thought, I'm not sure what I actually meant when I wrote these notes, because it doesn't completely. I sort of half get the gist. And again, I got the gist again at the end, I think, of like what I meant. So that's it. We're done. Yes, I've set the, as you can see, set the plow going. Yeah. Now this is my. This one has been reblended. I'm gonna do one more thing to. Wow, that's a bit. Yeah, it's worse than I've seen it on anything else. It's yeah, it is. It's at least it's got one cone and not two again. I had two cones. It's got what I call stability, but it obviously this one was already tipped up the wrong way around, and that's what I was finding. I think I've got an idea on how I'm going to fix this, because I'd like to get this weekend. I'd like to get it sent back into Giants for retesting. Obviously, because I have worked on it now long and hard. It's been gone back into Blender. It's got its water layer, its dirt layer, which I didn't realise at the beginning of my time as a modder that I needed to do these things, because there is a complicated Giants tutorial that I did try to read a few times, but like gave up the will to live because it's so long-winded and so boffin level. You know, I'm not blaming Giants. Whoever wrote it was a genius, but like that doesn't help the rest of us mere mortals on how to actually do these things. 19,000 litres, not bad. That is going to produce quite a bit of diesel, and I'm quite pleased. Yes, so biodiesel, and it is from the other one, so let's stick that on now. We do need digestate, which I think we've got plenty in. We have loads of digestate, so we're definitely doing okay for that. We will grab some more silage and make the TMR again. So yeah, that's all ready. And now I have added the Violet Whiskey Factory will now show Sake rice wine. I added this yesterday for another Let's Play, but obviously the model is changed, so that means you're going to see it in this too, but we haven't really got any. So long grain rice, which is interesting, because in Pelenio, I've got long grain. No, I think I got short grain rice actually on long. What I'm going to do is make another greenhouse now for long grain rice, because I do actually quite like using the greenhouses, especially for English maps where you couldn't normally do like grapes and oils, which I did before, but I've broken that at the minute. I've done something I need to investigate. Again, I'm juggling too many mods and I'm juggling too many Let's Plays, but that's just the way that I am. I am a mad thing that decides that it's a good idea to juggle 9 million things at once. So I don't know why I do it to myself. It's very self-destructive. It is. Yeah, I leave myself in a real position. It's because I make a commitment to yourselves to make the content, and I don't like to let you down. But then also I've got other things. But you don't. The other thing is, this last week I wasn't feeling up to the mental and emotional rigors of modding a lot. So I've just done tweaks and like little tiny things like the Sake wine and added those to something that already exists, rather than creating something. Although I did have a few attempts at Blender. For some very complex blendering, I might add, and it was a bit, I wasn't in the right frame of mind to do such a complicated thing. So we finally moved the manure off that bottom field that's been there for forever. We've shifted all the straw off all of the fields, so really, I would imagine we're doing fairly well. This is going to be a real good year for us, a culmination of a lot of hard graft, and this year more so than ever. I mean, yeah, wow, I still can't believe how much TMR we've got. That's crazy. A bit of wood chips we need to sell as well in January. It is going to be worth quite a bit of cash, actually. So yeah, we will. Yeah, that is weird. So he's spelt distribution right there, and then on the sign it says distributing. I think he's trying to catch us out just to see if we're actually paying attention. That's what I reckon it is. But yeah, it's one of those late nighters, obviously, and it's not got a little detail. I know as a modder myself, sometimes the little tiny details, the devil's in the detail, but sometimes it's the little details that catch you out a bit because you're like working on the big picture and you're missing the little one. And obviously, this is a beautiful map. It is very, very beautiful. And the amount of meticulous hard work that's gone into all the sheds and all the rest of it is really quite amazing. So 554,000 odd litres of straw. Sugar beets are better than I thought because there were little fields, 81,685 litres. Sunflowers we've just stuck in the production, so it's not reading them. And on hand, vintage barley whiskey. So we've almost got a couple of those. And this is the vintage that is worth quite a lot. So, the corn whiskey is doing fairly well. Yeah, no, we did. I think we upgraded ours to a bionic, didn't we? I think we did. Yeah, we did. I fixed the super yesterday. I broke it and refixed it in the thing. We probably could have done with the super, but the bionic, we could arrange for me to pay the extra 50 grand and I could swap it over and we could have the equipment brought in, wink wink. Well, I mean, it's realistic, let's be honest. In real life you would pay some contractors and then whisk in, because the silo itself is no different, it's the same size, although a bit cheekily we have, the silo size inside does get bigger, which I know that's a bit cheeky, but it's more about coping with the throughput of this stuff rather than, but again, it's a gaming convention. I mean, Matana's farm supply production holds about 50 million litres of everything all at once. I mean, what I'm saying is I'm in good company. Nearly everybody does that to a degree, so I'm not going to beat myself up over the game mechanics, not really. So sugar's doing well. Obviously, we're going to stick our sugar beets in here, so that's going to be 80 odd tons, which is nice to have our own. We might still have to buy some more, though. It is true as well. We can't necessarily do all of that, but yeah. So we are going to be making quite a bit of diesel. So this time, we'll let that all go, and again, we'll sell all of our products at the end of the year. I'm looking forward to the next session, which should be us going through. I would imagine I've done the animals. I would hope that I have done the animals this late on. Yeah, we didn't give birth, but the animals gave birth. These are getting close to being out of puberty. Puberty. Yes. So not long, and they will be. I mean, they're getting big now. So yeah, I'm quite amazed. We'll probably just be at the end of the Let's Play as they give birth. Which is usually the case, isn't it? Oh, but then again, I'm hoping we are here. Yeah, this is a full-blooded. This is the English Let's Play, so really, I am definitely here for a while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like the idea of the thing at the top, but I don't like the fact that it does that. But of course, I realise it is a messaging system. But if you're creating content, I think I'm going to have to remove it, because it's, I was looking at it and I was thinking, I like the idea of it. It's like saying, but as a content creator, it's making a mess on the screen more so. I always tried, I know certain content creators that don't mind. Frith guy had lots of things going on his screen, and everyone still loved his content. So again, I think it's up on you, but I personally, as a content creator, think it's messy. I like to give you as much as I can. Always have the little mini map because it's so useful for precision farming. So I just sort of forget about that, and obviously usually have the tip side indicator when that is on, so you can see what you're doing. But little things like that that don't take up much room, that are pretty much near the hood already, but that's just, to me, a little bit too messy. If I can put it down the bottom next to the mini-map, maybe. It's again, going at the top, taking up too much room. It's in the field of view a little bit too much for my liking, so I think I'll have a tweak and see if I can do anything with it, and if I can't, I'll have to take it out, because it's more important that I'd like create the good content as far as I'm concerned. So we did do well out of that, really. So, and I'm fixing my problem with the harvester, which is a long-term fix. I now need to fix the one that I've broken, because I know what I need to do. Actually, I do. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but yeah, I do. I found out on the last thing with the Hollis, the one that we fixed, and he's now working very, very well. It's a bit of a not a perfect wobble, and I did have it perfect before. But it's fairly good, and it does exactly what I wanted it to do, which is it properly turns, and it is a proper home topper stroke lifter, you could say. And that was the entire thing. It's got 3 different size tines, so it really does work with all of the different vegetables. In real life, obviously, they would probably be, you'd flick a switch and the 3 different sizes would be tripped, because it does require the different sizings for the different vegetables, whereas obviously this is Farming Simulator, and it's a bit of a gaming convention that you can see all the different sizes. But did I lease that? I think we did, didn't we? I don't think we owned any of them. Yeah, let's just go to it 1 second. I'll just try and show you what I'm waffling on about, really, because without any kind of say you're the closest. Right, let's have a look and show you what I'm trying to sort of say. There's quite a lot of work has gone into the vegetable harvester. It's one of those things. I fell in love with the Amity right at the beginning. I thought this could be the best thing since sliced bread. So fantastic. Let's just set this going on the other fields. It's all about patience and persistence. It is. It's not necessarily as I used to sort of think about, just ram everything in multiple sets of equipment. Often it's just plodding on. It is. It's literally setting your workers going at the right time. I would often go through winter without doing anything like this, and none of this would get done, whereas really it just takes it over the session, just paying a bit of attention, and sure enough. There we go. There we are. Let's have a look. Yeah, the little wheel at the front on this that I've painstakingly made in Blender. Didn't do the 3 layers. And obviously it's a bit mucky, so those silver rods are not. But you can see there are 3. There's a middle-sized, a tiny, and a big. And that's for the 3 different types of vegetables, to scoop the different ones out of the ground. And they're all at different spacings, especially for the vegetables. So yeah, it is done properly. And I think, have I got the metal? I have got the metal, but it's not connected. Yeah, so I need to do a little bit of work on that. Yeah, I've got this wrong. It's going through the metal leg. Whereas before, yeah, it's moved forward somehow. Don't know how, but it has. So, and that's of course going to mean I need to change my. Yeah, it has somehow. I'm gonna say, because it was not in those legs before. So it doesn't go to show you, because it probably is. You're mucking around with R3Ds. It's so easy to just move something a little bit, or you paste it from the original model, and the original model slightly in a different place on the grids, and then yeah. It's mega boring modding stuff, but yeah, so that's where we're going to leave it. But yeah, I am hoping to reblender some of this. I might even do this completely from scratch. I don't know, completely from scratch. I don't think there's any need. It really does fulfill. It is a rollery type roller, and it has got the little splines. I might do the splines again. I can't remember if I did all of the colours on them. I think I'd sort of tried to add it onto a few, or I can't remember. I know I've looked in it in Blender the other day. I did definitely put the colours on, but when you look in the i3D, it doesn't look like the silver. But I did, yeah. I went back to the Blender model the other day, and it really has got that on it. So I don't know why it's not followed that across. Anyway, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.